On a single class cabin, the A321 is supposed to take up to 236 passengers. Some airlines like JetBlue is only taking 138 passengers on their A321LR. Why? Alright, welcome back my sexy humans. We always equate small aircrafts to shorter range and big aircrafts for longer range in terms of flying. So now, what is the point of developing a small plane that can travel long haul? And so, today let us have a look at the aircraft that everyone is talking about, the Airbus A321XLR. Before I get into that, let us look back at history. The first few early generation jetliners were actually single aisle. For example, the Boeing 707 and DC-10. Soon thereafter, to quench human thirst for flying, aircraft manufacturers began building bigger and bigger aircrafts to accommodate more humans who want to fly. The Boeing 747, the McDonnell Douglas DC-10 and Lockheed 1011 was soon created. Airbus, a well-established aircraft manufacturing company, also started their wide-body aircraft development with the Airbus A300. And in 1988, due to fierce competition by Boeing, they decided to launch the single-aisle A320 family. The Airbus A318, A319 and A320, and then finally the big brother of the A321. This aircraft was selling like hotcakes, and with a great safety record, Airbus hardly did any modifications to it. It was only in 2010 when during this period of time people are reducing their reliance on oil did they decide to launch the Airbus A321neo. Neo is not a character in the Matrix groomed by Morpheus to fight Agent Smith. It actually stands for New Engine Option. Are you the one? Airbus also decided that hey, why not we do some modifications to the big brother, the Airbus A321. And so in 2018, they launched the Airbus A321LR, which has a maximum takeoff weight of 97 tons, which has additional center tanks or ACTs. You can actually fit 3 ACTs that is shaped like a cargo container into the aircraft cargo hold. After fitting an aircraft that can take gazillions of fuel, they got the aircraft certified to fly long range across huge bodies of water for long periods of time. Therefore, the A321LR was certified to fly 180 minutes or 3 hours under EDTO operations. This is to take into account that in case of engine failure or depressurization, the aircraft is still able to fly to its closest alternate airport. The next question you ask is, what is the difference between the Airbus A321neo and the Airbus A321LR? Well, the only difference is the additional center tank. That's it. Airbus then sat down, asked themselves, what if we can have an aircraft that can fly even further than the A321LR? And so, the idea of the A321XLR was conceived. They projected that this aircraft is able to fly about 4,700 nautical miles and can take off at a weight of 101 tons. So the two airlines that became enchanted by this new upgrade is United Airlines and JetBlue. To be honest, single-aisle aircrafts are generally more fuel efficient, and now coupled with the fact that a single-aisle aircraft can be used for longer routes, airlines are getting excited. It creates flexibility for airlines to choose different types of aircraft to cater to specific demands. Some airlines can choose to alternate between using the A330s and the A321XLR depending on season. Although this seems like a logical move, there are some challenges to this move by Airbus. Some airlines that are already using the Airbus A321LRs are carrying fewer passengers given their configuration. On a single class cabin, the A321 is supposed to take up to 236 passengers. Some airlines like JetBlue is only taking 138 passengers on their A321LR. Why? Well, if you enjoyed this video so far, do toga the like button and subscribe. I appreciate you. And now back to the video. The reason why airlines are choosing to fit fewer passengers in the Airbus A321LR is because of space. Remember that the A321LR has additional center tanks fitted into the cargo hold. So what happens when you take up belly space by fitting more fuel in it? Well, you would have less space to put passenger bags. Sometimes when you are in the airport, you can see that some long-haul passengers tend to bring their whole house with them. So either airlines have to accept passengers that are only minimalists, or they would have to simply carry fewer passengers. So if you as an airline can only carry so few passengers, you would have to charge more per passenger. Therefore, you would have to provide better service like business class seats to offset the cost of carrying fewer passengers. But having so little cargo space poses another challenge. With the rise of e-commerce and online shopping, the price for cargo transport has increased significantly. If you feed those bulky fuel tanks and then passenger baggages, in which, like I said, some passengers like to carry their whole house with them, then where are you going to put those precious cargo? This could lead to a loss of revenue for airlines, and in certain routes, the lack of passenger demand can actually be offset by the demand for cargo. Because of these challenges that is being faced by the Airbus A321LR, the XLR then comes to the rescue. Airbus decided to install a new center tank into the structure of the aircraft. The new rear center tank is added just behind the wing of the aircraft and has the capacity of 4 additional center tank fuel tanks on the LR. It is 4 times lighter and take up half the space. This would mean you would have more fuel capacity available and will take up less space in the cargo hold. Besides this structural change, the aircraft is going to have slightly more powerful and bigger engines. The landing gear would also be needed to be modified to compensate for higher maximum takeoff weight. The flaps will also be modified, and because of all these changes to the aircraft, EASA, the European Aviation Body, would have to recertify this aircraft. What they are concerned was how this aircraft will perform in case of a belly landing, should the landing gear fail to deploy. The belly fairing of the aircraft would have to be strengthened and be able to withstand heavy loads in case of an emergency. Stronger materials may lead to extra weight of the aircraft, and these issues that crop up will extend the production time and delay the timeline for the final product rollout. So far, Airbus is aggressively speeding up the test flights in order to get it certified and be able to commence mass production soon. It is likely that the Airbus A321XLR will roll out in 2024. In conclusion, I don't think that the Airbus A321XLR will pose a major threat to Boeing and widebody aircrafts. The Airbus A321XLR is more suited for business class passengers because most airlines will opt for widebody aircrafts that can fit in cargo and more passengers, especially for long-haul flights. It will be interesting to see whether more low-cost or premium airlines will use the Airbus A321XLR. I personally think that the Airbus A330neo will be more of an attractive aircraft for airlines. Do let me know what do you think in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.